Well, the Khakis are back in style and here to stay in Ann Arbor. Just 2 weeks after Jim Harbaugh interviewed for the Vikings head coaching position, he has signed a new 5-year contract to remain the head coach of Michigan. This comes after leading the Wolverines to their first ever college football appearance. Okay, Sam Macho, let's have a real chat here. Tell me this. Do you think Harbaugh is better suited for college or the pros?
I think he's better suited for college, and here's why. Think about the turnaround that he's been able to have at Michigan, right? Beating Ohio State, getting #2 overall in the polls, getting to the playoffs. For me, I get really excited about that if I may recruit. Think about college. It's all about recruiting. It's all about belief. It's all about this idea of like, man, I'm going to go here and play for you and fight for you. It's not about free agency, any of that. It's about getting the best players in the nation. And so for me, I think Jim Harbaugh has been able to do that. I think he is iconic when it comes to coaching. He's in that conversation with some of the great coaches when it's like, man, I want to play for this guy. And then you listen, finally, you listen to the players that play for him, and they love him, right? Aiden Hutchinson talked about, man, it was us and nobody else. Our backs were against the wall. We all believed when nobody else did. That's the consistent theme that you hear from everybody, at least on that Michigan football team. And so for me, I think about Jim Harbaugh, college or NFL, Though you could get excited about a couple different opportunities, I really get excited about him staying in college and changing the program that he is right now at Michigan.
Yeah, for me, Molly, I think and Sam, I think he's better suited for the National Football League. And I'll take it back to when he got his first job with the San Francisco 49ers. He went 13-3, got Coach of the Year, right? The team that they lost to, the New York Football Giants, went on to win the Super Bowl. His second year, I think they went 11-4-1. They went to the Super Bowl that year. He lost to his brother John Harbaugh the third year. They went 12-4. The team that they lost to in the NFC Championship game went on to win the Super Bowl. Then he went 8-8 in that fourth year. Him and Balky, who's the GM now in Jacksonville, they didn't see eye to eye. He split apart. But when you look at Jim Harbaugh, right, you see him at Michigan. He was brought there to do a few things. Beat Ohio State, be able to compete for a national championship. That only just happened this year. But guess what, y'all? Ohio State's not going anywhere. They're going to still be a powerhouse. Alabama's not going anywhere. Georgia isn't going anywhere. Clemson, they're going to be back at some point. He still has all these guys he has to get through. But I'll tell you, Jim Harbaugh sent the wrong message. Going to that interview, thinking that he's just going to get the job and it wasn't going to be a real interview.
Yeah.
That right there told me that he feels entitled. Now you got to go back to the team that you was about to leave, Michigan. Now, those guys have a bad taste in their mouth, and I'm pretty sure Josh Gaddis not staying there had something to do with Jim Harbaugh and his departure, supposed to be departure going to the Minnesota Vikings. So I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. He says these things not going to transpire again, but if it happened this time, it'll happen again. And I think Michigan's AD is forced in a situation where he just had to give him an extension.
No, Harry, you make strong points and great points. I know we don't have a ton of time, but Acho, I want to ask you this. What do you think is more likely? That he stays for that entire 5-year extension or that and wins a championship, or during that 5 years he bails?
Yeah, I think it's more likely to bail during those 5 years. And I understand he just got a new 5-year deal. I understand there's big-time buyouts, i.e. he has to pay back millions of dollars if he leaves before that 5-year deal. But 5 years is a long time. We're seeing so much turnover when it comes to coaching, especially in college. Over the last 2 years, over half of the coaches in college, head coaches, are now at different programs. And so for me, no matter how much money he has to pay back, I think that within sometime in those 5 years, Jim Harbaugh will not still be at Michigan.
Yeah, I give him 2 or 3 years. Quarterback J.J. McCarthy, I think he's going to be able to compete and do something offensively there in Michigan. Once he's gone, I think Jim Harbaugh's going to be looking for the NFL again.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.